Good morning, teacher.
Hi, good morning. How are you today, Hassan?
Fine, and you?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Yeah.
I just wait for the next of your classmates, and then I can tell you what you guys are going to do today.
Okay, good.
Mhm. Hi, good morning, Andrea.
Good morning.
Let's see if somebody else joins us.
Is it just me and Hassan?
Yeah, for now, yeah. I think that they haven't finished the class that they were before, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's just hope somebody joins us so I can tell you what you're gonna do because you're going to work in teams today.
Oh, okay.
Uh, let's see. How is your week going for both of you? A lot of work, homework, or no?
Exhausting. Always.
Are you working or no?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
Oh. Have you ever heard of an app called Cambly?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Basically, it's a platform that hires native speakers, and you get to chat with students from all over the world, and you work with them on whatever they want to focus on, and you don't know what you're going to get. So I mean, you don't really make a lesson plan because you meet them first and you find out what they want, and they might not call you again, or they might. It really just depends on if you can
Okay.
connect with them. But yeah.
All right.
It's
Interesting.
native speakers of American English, British English,
Mm,
Australian English.
all right. Interesting. That's really good. How long
Yeah.
have you been working on that?
Like a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you I don't know if they I mean are they like students or like clients or
Yeah, they're all because it's an app on your phone. Anybody could get it. Like
okay.
anybody could download it and then they pay for a plan.
Okay.
And so it's like because when I first moved here, I was looking for some kind of flexible work I could do because I have a 4-year-old.
Okay.
And I almost applied to Open English because that was the app that was recommended here. But then
Mhm.
I came across Cambly and I went that route
Mhm.
um, because Open English hires native speakers as well.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And do you have like a limit of because I think open English is like 24 hours, right? Or
I
something.
didn't even apply, but yeah, something like that. I guess they do have like like some kind of limit and that it's taught in a group
Okay.
also.
All right. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know about that about this app, but it looks
It's just
interesting.
crazy because of the just how much things have changed that now you can actually speak to a student in real time
Yeah.
um, in another just on the other side of the world,
Yeah.
and they're looking at you and you're looking at them, and it's insane.
I know. It's even for us when it changed the online like from face to face to online, it's like I guess you feel exposed in a way, but then now you kind of like have how can I say like it's very normal I guess for all of us now because
Yeah.
it was different. So yeah. Okay. So I guess that we can start now. I have Dana. Hello, Dana. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine. Thank you, teacher.
Good. Were you with your classmates in the previous class or no?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
No.
all right, don't worry. They're coming. So let me just accept them. Okay, so I'm gonna have to divide the group as they come. All right, so let me just make this complete. Okay, here it is. All right, so this is what you're going to do. Basically today it's gonna be you guys working with this presentation. I'm going to send the presentation on Remind, or I can also send it here via chat. Basically what I want you to do is, as a team, because you're gonna be divided in teams, I'm gonna send this presentation, the one that I have here. It's pretty much this, and then that's it. What I want you to do is, as a group or as a team in your breakout room, share the screen, read the information from the presentation, and I want you to discuss. Check the information, check if you have questions, help each other. That would be what I would definitely like for you to do. Discuss the information that is in the presentation, and I'm gonna give you around 20-25 minutes for you guys to check the presentation. They are only 6 slides, and then come back in the main session so we can discuss the information that you were able to come up with based on the presentation. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
All right, now
Okay.
let's see. In here I have 8 people, so I guess I'm gonna divide it in groups of in 2 groups, so it can be 4 and 4. All right, so team 1, let me just make sure. All right, team 1, I'm gonna put Alejandro, Carol, Ulises, and Hassan. Okay, you're gonna be team 1. So again, Alejandro, Carol, Ulises, and Hassan. And the other team is gonna be Andrea Beltran, Andrea Torres, Dana, and Aster. Okay? Let me see if I can send you the presentation from the chat, from Zoom. Because sometimes I send it, but it's in another format, so I don't know why. Okay, check if you guys receive the presentation here in Zoom. And if you can open it as a PowerPoint presentation, because for some reason, I don't know why, when I send it, you guys receive it, but you cannot see a PowerPoint.
I could download it and I can see it.
The presentation, okay? What about the other people from the other team? Ulises, Carol, or Alejandro, Hassan, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Very good. Okay, so how many minutes do you guys have to check the presentation and discuss?
25.
25, 20, 25. Let's put it like this. So let me separate you and send you to the breakout room, and for you guys to prepare, to discuss what you understand. All right, there you go. I sent the invitation to the breakout room. Just accept it.
Sí,
Bueno.
casi no nos tocamos tantas clases,
No, nada más esta, creo.
como unas 12 ya.
Ok.
Entonces, habría que, no sé si alguno de ustedes pueda compartirla.
Sí, nada más se me permite ahorita, nada más porque está...
A ver, pues, ahora comparto.
Ahí está.
Okay.
¿Qué hacemos? ¿Alguien lo lee o todo?
Como gusten.
Para ir.
More characteristics, I guess.
Okay. So it says interactive more, lecture less, emphasis active learning, be humble, and when appropriate deprecation. How do you pronounce that, Andrea?
Self-depreciating?
Okay, thank you. We have reward students' comment and questions with verbal praise. Make a contact with each student. Be respectful. Be enthusiastic about teaching and passionate about your subject matter. Let up crack a joke and now and then. What else do you think we can add about this?
Well, do you guys want to read first and then go back so we don't miss anything? Or do you want to like discuss as we go, or what do you prefer?
I don't know. You want to see everything first?
Well,
and then
how
go
long
back?
is it? Because I mean,
Yeah.
Are like 7, and we are in the third one.
okay, so it's not so bad. So whatever you guys prefer.
Yeah,
If you want-
maybe we can see everything, sorry, and then we discuss.
Okay. So this one is talking about the benefits or establishing rapport. We have to overall class atmospheres become more brilliant with the students collecting more alerts and response. Okay. Next one is the individual interact with the teacher more readily. So it's the teacher-learner interaction and learner-learner interaction. Okay.
Yeah, we saw that one.
Mm-hmm. And next one we
Inside the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Reward student comments and questions with verbal praise.
It's something like to say to anybody, good answer, very good.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's a verbal
Yeah.
praise.
It's
A kind of
reinforcement,
uh-huh.
positive reinforcement.
And now it says, make eye contact with each student. That means to be talking in front of them.
And also make them feel like you're talking to all the group and not just to one person.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. With
So
each student.
making the movements of your head
Mm-hmm.
to see the whole room. And to the right on the top, it says, be humble and when appropriate, self-deprecating. Well, as far as I know, humble is something like humilde.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
I think
And
what
then-
you said, like they must be like that, because I remember like when I was like in junior high, all teachers maybe they feel like they are like the power, they are like the boss of the classroom, and that could be like the decrease the student learning because they feel like they are less in the class because teacher like they fail. If I am saying you that you have to do it, but if a teacher like is very humble, so maybe we can have like a more interaction between teacher and student.
Mhm.
Mhm. Be
Okay.
enthusiastic about teaching and passionate about your subject matter.
Okay.
Yeah, and that means that you have to be involved, something like echarle ganas at every moment.
Mhm.
Be respectful.
Uh-huh.
Very easy.
Yes.
Lighten up. Crack a joke
Oh,
now and then.
it's something like a nice.
For so will be, for example, if the teacher is like every morning, the teacher are like, "Hi, how are you?" in a good attitude, is like I mean, the students will like the teacher. But if the teacher arrives in every morning, like, "Yeah, okay, how are you?" So will be super difficult for like the teacher and obviously the students to have a connection between them and with the
Mhm.
teacher too because
Yeah.
of the attitude.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the more
So
they
I
trust
don't
the
know. I
teacher,
think
the more
like
they'll learn, the more the environment will be more better for learning. There'll be trust between the teachers and the students, and the students and the students.
mhm. Yeah, maybe will be that just I will add here like about the attitude
Yeah.
because for example here if you ask to the students about like what they like, they will be like, oh, and they start like talking and talking and talking, and they will think like, oh, the teacher is interested in what we like as a group, and probably the teacher can have like activities in the group with that topic that they like, that yeah, the students like.
Right. And then obviously arrive to class early and stay late so that they know that you're dedicated and you love what you do. Same thing with the course policies. You can explain why they are the way they are so they don't think you're just being arbitrary. Um so like these are all things a teacher can do to try to establish that connection.
Yeah, and that one when you say that about that to the teacher arrive and stay late, could be to that because the teacher want to nobody like keep with doubts about the topic, and you say
Right.
like, do you have questions, and do you have questions, and they are probably in the beginning they are not like secure about it, and when you ask them again, it's like, oh yeah, I have these questions about it, and yeah, you can say like we won't go until like everything understand the topic, and that's all. I don't
Right.
know, probably it's something that the students will like because not all the teachers are like that.
Right. And then there are teachers that they just leave the room as soon as class is over. They not a minute more. Just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes,
Andrea.
and that is a kind of environment, for example, those teachers, that's a kind of environment that for maybe some students are dependent,
Mhm.
yeah, dependent to have a good rapport in the class, and if there isn't, they are not going to learn. And I'm going to put my example. In high school, my first class was math, and it for me was very hard because the teacher was like that. She arrived and she was very strict. She didn't like have a connection with the students, and she would start doing the procedures of math and everything, giving the class. And she was very cold and no emotions, and oh, I hate that teacher. uh, and for me, I guess I got used to have a good connection and environment with my teacher and with the students, and that's the way I needed to learn. And for me,
I do not understand.
Mhm.
Yeah, when a student doesn't know what they are talking about, he just asks the teacher.
Yeah, because the students feel themselves, feel themselves free to ask any doubt to the teacher.
Yeah, it's about confidence.
Yes.
Okay.
And the last one?
The last one is a major benefit of establishing rapport is that students keen to please the teacher because they sense that the teacher likes and respects them, tend to work harder and in a focused way.
This is true. Yes, because if you have like a favorite student, he or she is going to have like the confidence and be like, okay, I'm the favorite and I want to still be. So I will be working hard and doing the things to keep that favoritism. I don't know if it's that correct
Sí.
to the teacher.
Yeah.
So finally, at the end of the day, they will be working as an authentic group where everybody is ready to cooperate in the development of the class.
Okay. Where there's a feeling of trust and mutual respect between teachers and their classes, students are,
I don't know, like establish the role of the teacher there. Not in a bad way, but actually that first make that like who is the teacher and who is the student. Like the two of them are very important inside the classroom. And then, well, as a teacher starts to earn that actually that confidence to the students, to give the confidence and to receive that confidence too. Because if you, what I want is like going to the classroom and that the students acknowledge that I am the teacher and I want to be respected. And if you give me the respect, I will give you that respect too. And maybe the first impression is what matters, because it's when the students will notice who the teacher is and how is his attitude to the students. And then when they recognize this and this action, and also the teacher may present to them, it's when the rapport starts to build, because the teacher is the one who starts everything. And since the students saw the teacher, I think it's the first impression to the teacher.
Yeah, but that is actually not in the, I guess I didn't see it in the presentation, but we can add that, the respect, or is it?
Yeah, here like to be respectful.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, it's like to be respectful. In the second one, we were talking about the benefits of the rapport. And we have like the class atmospheres become more vibrant with students collective, more alert and responsive. I guess, well, yeah, that is like the number one benefit of the rapport. But it's like the students, will like to learn something.
Exactly. Well, like, let's come up with, I mean, a real world example. Have you guys noticed the difference in the vibe between like Miss Michelle's class and like Miss Miss Edna's class, for example? Like how everybody's a lot more talkative. I mean, it could be because it's later in the day, but I think it's more than that. I think it's Miss Edna's vibe. She's so much more like, oh yes, it's like, I mean, have you noticed?
It's just that could be because I mean she noticed. I mean, I like the classes of but
Yeah.
Miss Michelle knows that it's a class at 8 a.m. So
Yeah.
we normally are like, and we don't we can we can process.
Yeah.
But she noticed too that is because of the time. Because for example, tomorrow that we have class at 11, we are more like talkative too. But
More
that is
like
what it is because she said that is why I hate 8 in the morning class, because we are just wake up literally like we wake up 5 minutes before 8, and we are
No,
just like this.
I just wake like at 8 o'clock. I just wake up from that bed and I sit here and it's
Yeah.
so
that there is no damn question. Because of that, your student maybe they can feel like confident and they can say, so if a teacher told me that, so I can, if I didn't understand anything, maybe I can make any question. So also that it means that I have confidence between student and teacher, and also that can help my classmate, because sometimes like if we are like a shy student, if he or she can't make that question, if I made it, it means that maybe he can learn from my question.
Mm.
Okay. Very good.
Did you see the message I sent via chat in the Zoom?
Yes.
Yeah, the three questions.
Did you finish discussing those?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Let me just go back to the other group and let's see if they are finishing, so we can go back to the main session. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Give me
Okay.
1 minute.
Well, I think that talking about this, I'm gonna say the example that I said in the past class, that when I was in high school, there was no report in any aspect in my classroom. We were like divided into groups, like and subunits. Like we were like the ones who work, the ones who don't, the ones who like to talk, the ones who are silent, are just quiet. And it was hard to go through high school in that aspect, because we didn't talk to each other and we didn't help to each other. So I think that establish a rapport to make the atmosphere more vibrant is very important, because in that days everything was very awkward between us. Like for example, if the teacher changed the the teams to other people, it was like
All right, perfect. I think everybody's here, right? Yes. Very good. Okay, so in this case, now, I mean, it's gonna be you guys again still talking. So this, I have here in the presentation the three question statements, sentences that I send you via chat. But I want everybody to, I want to listen to everyone. Give me your opinion about this. You don't have to mention all of this. You can select one thing and share to the group based on the discussion that you had, but also based on all of the previous information we saw in the previous classes about reports. So I don't know who wants to start, and then from there we'll go with the flow. So I don't know who wants to share something. Something you caught, something that caught your attention, something you didn't know about report, something you want to implement in your class.
Well, in our group, something that we got in, like, summarize everything, and we thought is like a good example for rapport is that if a teacher does not build it since the beginning, it's going to be hard for the students to have a good environment to learn. And it's very important to build a rapport in the classroom, because at least that for Dana and for me, it was difficult in some subjects to learn because some teachers didn't want to make or build the report. So
Okay.
it's really important.
So in this case, we can all agree that rapport, it is actually very, I mean, even though we're talking about a connection, it is very well connected to learning as well, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so not
Because sometimes the students fail. Well, I think for me, talking for me, and maybe Dana could feel the same. You feel like pushed to work when you don't want to work, and I think you think that is an obligation instead of, it's your obligation, but instead to feel like, oh yes, we are just doing an activity and it's easy. Maybe you're thinking, oh, this activity is too hard. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. The
Yeah.
opposite.
Exactly. So it is not, I guess also that something that I can just like pitch in there would be that is not forced. Is something that you, I mean, the fact that there is a connection, that there is rapport, it also means that, you know what, I'm doing it because I actually understood, I learned, and I want to do it. So it is not something that is forced from the teacher to or imposed from the teacher to the student in order for them to achieve an activity or to complete something. Okay? All right. What about the rest? What is something you want to add?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, thinking about what Andrea said, it was like, yes, when I was in high school, it was like very awkward to work with my classmates, and till the very end, it's when we are start to make la construct a report, but literally at the end of the semester. So I think that it affects me to, for example, because when I go to college in that year, I think that it affects me because when I was in my group, I feel like very awkward and I didn't want to talk to anyone because I was afraid about the first impression, and because I didn't work with my group in high school, so I thought that it will happen to college, that maybe we wouldn't work together, and I was like very uncomfortable and to talk to other people, but because I had that experience back in high school.
Okay. So it was like something that you, again, I guess that in a way, as you mentioned, you were predisposed in a way, like, you know what, they kind of build you that way, like there's no connection, and you continue with that idea, let's say, all through college, which I mean, again, every teacher should build its own, like their own report with every group they have. So the fact that you, for example, continue with that idea from high school to college, and then in college they were doing the same thing, it's like, okay, so what are the teachers actually doing? Are they doing their work, or I mean, are they doing only their work, or are they teaching, right? So
Right.
it's like a big difference. Okay, very good. And Andrea, you were going to mention.
Yeah, and that was gonna actually be my question, because I mean, I think that establishing rapport is important in all aspects of life. And if you notice, they're very similar, like whether you work in sales or even dating, it's like, you know, you find out their name, what things they like, you know, don't take yourself too seriously, um, and be enthusiastic. But what about like environmental factors? We were saying, like, what if it's in really early class, and even if the teacher makes an effort to be enthusiastic, to get students talking about it, it's so early. How do we do that? Like, do we fail as teachers? Or I mean, at what point can we say, oh no, I really tried, but it's just so early in the morning or whatever? I mean, what do we do?
So in this case, I mean, I ideally we have to be prepared for that, especially, and I guess when we talk about like 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., like really early, like classes in the morning.
Yeah.
We know as teachers, we know that it's gonna be difficult because maybe one, like it's the first time we have that group. We have never seen them. We don't know how they are. So in here, like first impression is really important. So I will definitely say that the first class should be the like the main, well, the starter point of the course or the semester, because that's when you're going to see, okay, my students are really sleepy. For the next class, that's, I mean, I'm gonna do something completely different. So the moment that you identify, the first class should be when you identify who they are, as much as possible, like as much as possible. If you can take notes, you can do it, and then from there, change whatever you notice that didn't work. Because if it didn't work on the first class, it's not gonna work in the second class, and then it's not gonna work as you continue the semester. So you can start like trying to make arrangements, changes, but I mean, definitely be creative, because I mean, if we only like sit and then listen to the teacher talking, or giving a presentation or whatever, it's not gonna, I mean, that's not creative, and it's not going to engage the students whatsoever. Like they are not going to see that connection, teacher student student student. They are only going to be sitting listening to the teacher. So it's, I mean, I will say that, as a, not recommendation, but for like experience, try to change as much as possible. Like even if it's the same group, try to do as many different things as you can, even though you see, you know what, this is working and I'm gonna continue. No, like if you see, this works, I'm gonna continue doing this for the rest of the semester, forget it. There's going to be a point that it's not gonna work. So the activities that you plan, the interaction that you have, sorry, with the students, uh, should not be the same, because it's going to be, it's like in a relationship, like you mentioned, like, you know what, if you do the same thing, that's okay, but there's going to be a point where it's like, that's it. Like what else is new, what else is going to be something that is going to attract me more. So it's the same thing with the students. Like, sure, I can continue and we can go along the semester, but is it really going to work, or are they just going to like follow the flow, as I mentioned? So it's be as creative as possible. And as teachers, I don't think that we can be afraid of changing who we are.
Right.
So that's like what we need to have in mind. Yeah. So I mean, it's funny that we put like the whole relationships analogy in here, but it's true. Like when you're in a relationship, if you do the same thing for years, there's going to be a point where it's like, okay, where's the fun? Where's like the change? It's the same thing with students. Don't have relationship with students, obviously, but
Right.
but I mean, it's something like it's like that. Like you cannot continue the same thing with them because in the end they're gonna be. They are very like students are very intelligent, and they see, okay, now she's going to say this, and now we're gonna do this. They're going to identify every step, sorry, that you have to take or that you do in the class. So change, that will be like something that I can tell you, like change a lot, and definitely bring to the table activities, but also your personality, something that is like, okay, so the teacher is very energetic, and the teacher is there for me, and he or she is going to allow me to ask questions or something. So that's something that we have to consider. Okay. All right. So okay, so it's 9:39. We're gonna stop in here right now. What does anybody have any other question or something you want to add to this in this point in this presentation? No?
No, I think it is clear, very clear the topic.
All right, very good. So in this case, for report or building report, we're pretty much finished. But I want to show you, and I forgot to open the platform. Let me see if I can do this fast before I let you go. Because I open, I added a forum. The forum is for tomorrow, but let me explain to you what you're gonna do.
Okay.
Because you're not going to like reply to anyone.
Teacher, I just have a question. So far, we have the forum and we have the 2.2 for Sunday.
Yes.
Yes,
the essay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's only the essay and the. Let me just quickly go to. When I am in a hurry, my connection just sucks. All right. Here it is. Let me share the screen. So basically for now, what you have done as homework or assignment would be the assignment 2.1, which was the Dead Poets Society, and the 2.2. There was a forum, the one that says building and maintaining report 2.1, and the second forum is this one that says cooperative learning in the classroom. But this one is the one that you have to do for tomorrow, but it's a little different. I don't want you to reply to anyone. Basically, is writing your opinion to these 5 questions, and that's it. Okay, I posted 5 questions. What you're gonna do is simply copy the questions, paste them, and answer. Okay. And that's it. Like it says in here, do not reply to anyone. It's your opinion. Reflect. If you decide, you know what, I'm going to go to Google and find more information and put it in the answers, that's fine. But paraphrase and include references to avoid plagiarism. Okay? That's if you decide to add extra information from a source, an external source. Otherwise, this is pretty much your opinion or your ideas. Okay, so based on this, again, this is for tomorrow. Based on this, we're going to have a class tomorrow. If you don't do this, it's gonna be difficult for us to have the class that we have planned for tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's already open. I'm gonna let you go right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna continue speaking. So enjoy your day, and I guess you have a workshop today, right?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Miss. Have a good
Thank you,
day.
Miss.
Thank you.
Have
Have
a
a
nice day.
wonderful day as well.